Fala galera, começando aqui mais um Soldiers of Blues. Eu sou o Juliano Rosa, já me segue aí nas redes sociais, Juliano Guitarra em todas elas, já te inscreve aí no canal no YouTube e a gente vai estar aqui falando sobre blues. Estamos no finalzinho da primeira temporada do Soldiers of Blues e hoje eu vou ter aqui um convidado especialíssimo, vou ter a honra de receber aqui um dos grandes nomes do blues atual. Então eu já vou chamar ele aqui para o palco, quero que vocês recebam com muito carinho meu amigo Mr. D.K., the right man, Harrell. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm very good. So thank you for coming here, and it's an honor to have you here on the show tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. Really, it's been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yeah, it's been like a couple of years, I guess, right?
Let's see. No, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
I was over there July of last year.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember. It was 2023, 2022.
July. I think we played Gravidor Pub around something like the 15th or something like that. 15 or 16 of July.
Something around it.
Yeah.
So, well, it's been a lot. I've been seeing you running over the world playing the blues with your band. Actually, before we talk here, I was having dinner and watching YouTube, and I looked for you there. I saw the concert you made in Switzerland, right? You have on your YouTube channel.
Which one?
I don't know. It was like the last video you have on YouTube, I guess. I guess it was Switzerland or Italy or something.
Oh, yes, Lugano, Switzerland. Was I wearing a jacket?
I guess it was a black jacket or something.
That was Lugano, Switzerland, which is on the border of Switzerland and Italy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's why the girl was speaking Italian, I guess, right?
I guess so. I can't remember.
I guess so.
That's why she was speaking Italian. Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was your band travel with you, or it was like local band?
Oh no, that is my band. My official band has been traveling consistently now, or all the time since November of 23. So that is
cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. A really tight band. No, I like it. Like the.
Oh, they're great musicians. They're fun to be around. They're always concerned about the music, and I mean, we get along very well. Like a lot of people have told me that they can see how close we all are. You know, there's always going to be two of us together somewhere. You know, whether it be in the hotel or the city or at the show. You know, backstage, we're always going to be together in some type of way.
That's cool, man. I'm glad for you.
Oh, thank you.
That's nice. So you are from a city called Ruston in Louisiana, that's right?
Yes, very small college town. It is in North Louisiana, and it's only known for two things: peaches and football. That is all.
Oh, cool.
So
cool. And now the blues.
Because we actually are having the first blues festival here in Ruston.
Oh, really?
October 12th. Yeah, I spoke with a local DJ and some people from the city of Ruston, and we are putting together the first blues festival, and we're hoping that we can do it again next year and keep it going for the years to come.
Wow, that's cool, man. Really nice to hear that. So, well, being a young man from Ruston, Louisiana, how do you get to know about the blues? And because of course, you hear that question a lot, I guess, right? Because you're kind of young, and actually, for us in Brazil, when we see a blues man coming, most of the times they are a lot older than you. You're like 25, 26 now, right?
Yep, 26 now.
So how did the blues get you?
Well, my grandfather, my mother's father, he always played a lot of blues records around me from when I was little. And it was always like, it just stayed around the house. Like he played it in the house, he played it in his car, or he always went on TV and found something that had to do with blues. And he just always played it around me. And then he gave my mother a CD by BB King called Deuces Wild, and that's the CD that actually helped me to start talking when I was a baby.
Oh, really?
So I guess you can say since I was about 2 years old, I've been crazy about the blues.
That's cool, man. So before you've been talking, you were like singing the blues.
Pretty much, yeah. Music is how I started talking. So I was singing first, and then started talking.
That's a beautiful story, man. And how did you know? Well, you just answered me that you met BB King when you were 2 years old, but you met him in person, right?
Yes, I met BB when I was about 15 or 16 years old. Um, he was playing 4.5 hours south of where I live at the Baton Rouge River Center Theater. And at the end of the show, I walked up to the stage and I shouted out, Mr. King, Mr. King. And he looked down at me and I just kind of froze and I said, I love your music. I'm a big fan. I'm 16 years old. I'm such a big fan. I said, I was the one in the back that you saw standing up dancing and, having fun. And he said, yeah, I saw you back there. And I had my hand stuck out and he shook my hand. And I said, I want to be just like you. And he said, well, the old man doesn't have too much hair on his head, but I want you to be the best you that you can be. And if you're going to be like me, try to do something that I've done better. And I said, okay. And by the time I was outside of the theater, I started crying because I was so happy that I met him.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's
Real
really
cool.
nice. And then after that, you tell me the story about the BB King Museum award you get, and about the Lucille you played. How did it happen?
So, about an hour west of my hometown, Ruston, is a city called Bossier City, and it's connected to another city that's just a couple of miles over called Shreveport. We moved into that area about 2019, but in 2015 or 2014, we had visited the BB King Museum, and I was just there, visiting like a regular tourist would, and I met this guy named Robert Terrell, and I showed him videos of me playing. And I'll be honest with you, when I was 16, I was horrible at guitar. I was not good at it. I sounded bad. I was out of tune. I didn't know what I was doing. But I showed him a video of me playing, and he said, you got potential. You just gotta keep it up and tune your guitar, and you'll be fine. So he gave me his business card. So fast forward 4 or 5 years later, um, we've moved to Shreveport or Bossier City, and I'm going through this box of old stuff, and I found his card. So of course now my playing has gotten better, and I'm in tune. So I reached out to him and I sent him videos of me playing, and he said, "What are you doing the first Thursday in September?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Well, I want you to come to the BB King Symposium, which is held every year. BB put this together before he passed, where they would pretty much hold this kind of conference with live music to discuss blues history of the past, present, and the future, and to discuss everything related to the blues that blues has been in, like politics, comedy, music, movies, things of that nature." So, September 2019, I took a Greyhound bus um, that was provided by my aunt, and went to Mississippi. And the next day, little Ray Neal, who is Kenny Neal's younger brother, went to the back and went into this side room and got out these guitars with Robert Terrell. And one of those guitars was the custom Lucille that Gibson made for BB when the museum.
Wow.
At the time, I want to say only 3 or 4 people had played it before I played it, and that was BB, Cab Mo, Little Ray Neal, and then it was me. I was the fourth.
Wow.
And then after me, it was Derek Trucks. So when they gave me the guitar, Ray Neal said, "Today is your day. You're going to play Lucille." So right before we went on stage, I was holding the guitar, and this photographer, I don't know who the photographer was, but they got a picture of me holding the guitar right before a tear fell because I had thought about um, how a lot of people had bullied me when I was younger, and my father didn't support my music career. And so when I had that guitar in my hand and I knew it was going to be my time to play it, um, it was just kind of like a reality hit of, this is what you're meant to do. This is who you are. This is where you're supposed to be. And everyone that doubted you was wrong. And it was very overwhelming. I actually consider that my very first gig, my very first show, my very first, paid performance. And I felt good about that because they also paid me $200 American to do it. So
Cool, man.
I thought I was doing okay.
That's good, man. That's a nice story. Well, and then fast forward, we have this, right?
Yes.
It's a beauty, it's a really good album.
Thank you.
Um, it's been on the charts, right? It's been like very well positioned.
It's been very well received. A friend of mine told me about a month ago that The Right Man was the second most played blues record in the United States. Uh,
That's cool, man.
it got the Best Emerging Artist award from the Blues Foundation, which is the Blues Foundation that represents all blues societies in the world.
Yeah.
It's got 2 Living Blues awards, one for artists that needs more attention, which is a good thing, and then it got best. I want to say best new album or best new emerging album and Living Blues, and then right now it's nominated for 3 Blues Blast Music Awards for I think uh, best album or something like that, and I think male vocalist or something of that nature. So I don't really. I'm sorry, I don't keep up with all the awards because I feel like the awards
So
don't.
many awards.
Yeah, it's a lot of them, but it doesn't dictate who you are. It's good to have them, but it doesn't make you who you are. So I appreciate them. I appreciate those who vote. Um, but at the end of the day, my goal is to share my music with the world and with as many people as possible for the time that I have on this earth. So, but yeah, it did very well. It's still doing well. We still sell a lot of CDs physically. We're actually getting ready to work on the next record, and we think that one's going to be a good one as well. We have about another 11 or 12 songs ready to go.
So are you going to record like with Kid Anderson again?
Yes, we actually will be using Kid Anderson as the producer again, as the engineer, and of course as the rhythm guitarist on that record. Me and Kid Anderson understand each other very well. He has an incredible musical mindset. He has all these ideas, and he's always willing to work out these ideas. He's never a dictator. He's never a main guy. He's always trying to do what's best for the artist
It's
because
cool.
he hears these things and he'll say, well, you know, sing this or sing that, and you do it, and then once you hear it again, it sounds great or better. So I think him and I are going to be working together for a long time.
Yeah, and that's nice. And actually, you have here like basically the base of the BB King band on your record, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's quite a few BB guys on there. Jerry Jamott, who of course I believe was on, I want to say about two or three or maybe even four of BB King's records. I know two of them is Completely Well and Live and Well. And Jerry actually told me when we were in the studio that I reminded him a lot of BB King and Freddie King, that I brought back a lot of memories for him. So for a legend, you know, to give that type of compliment and that type of comparison means a lot. And I would definitely work with Jerry again because he was so nice to work with. He was just a real nice guy, very peaceful guy, very calm. He never got too excited. He never got upset if something wasn't working out. He would just keep at it until he got it. I mean, his musicianship is great. And then Tony Coleman, who I've known now for, let's see, I met Tony in 2017. So it's been
Seven
about
years.
7 years since I've known Tony. And me and him have been good friends. We talk a lot. Um, I asked Tony if he wanted to be on the record, and he said yeah. And after the record came out, and he got a CD, he listened to it in his truck, and he called me. He said, "Man, this has to be some of the best shuffling I've ever done in my life."
That's cool, man.
But that record also made history. Um, it was the first time ever that Tony Coleman and Jerry Jamott recorded together.
Oh,
They had been on shows together before, but they had never recorded together. So for to have BB King's drummer and then BB's bass player on the Thriller Zone together for the first time in history on a record is pretty special. That's pretty cool to me, and I'm very happy
yeah.
on my record that made that possible. And then of course Jim Pugh. He not only played with Robert Cray, Jim Pugh also played with BB a few times throughout the 80s and 90s. Um, and then we had Tower of Power on the record as well. Doc Kupka is the baritone sax player for Tower of Power, and him and Jim Pugh are good friends. And we recorded the song "You Be Amazed." And Jim said, "I think this record will sound good with some baritone sax on it." So he called Doc, and Doc knocked it out. We had Don Daly, an award-winning violinist, do all the string parts and get these blues. I mean, we had Aaron Langton, who works with I want to say uh, the musical department of San Jose University, if I'm not mistaken. And him and Neil Livonius did. I mean, just the whole album just has damn good artists on it. I mean, just
Yeah, man.
good musicians,
Yeah, man.
and that's what
Well,
made the second record kind of make because you got to follow that.
right. I was just thinking that, you know, it's a
So,
hell of a debut album, and I totally forgot about it, but I had the CD that you gave me like last time you came here to Brazil when you played together, and I was looking at it, and I just remembered that you signed it, and you gave me a nickname,
oh yeah, the picker of pickers.
Picker of Pickers, and I was like, what is written here? I was like, oh yeah, he said I'm the Picker of Pickers, and I totally forgot what you meant about that because I'm just a English speaking Brazilian, you know. What do you mean about that?
So the picker of pickers means that you're like the guitar player of guitar players. That's what that means.
Oh,
And
that's
I don't
a hell of a compliment.
about anybody else. You're the only person that has that like written by me. So I have told no one else
That's cool, man. Thank you.
thing. Because you're a great guitarist, and what I like about you guys, your band, and I really mean this. When we did Why Sing the Blues at Gravel Door Pub, the way I really, 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 really knew that you guys were a good band and you guys paid attention to the music is when I heard Danny play the same bass line that Jerry Jamott played later on in the Why I Sing the Blues recording. Because she didn't just stick to just the regular form, which happens in the United States. Like she didn't stick to the regular form. She actually did that different walk part. And when she did it, I was just like, and I think my reaction is in the video where I'm like, yeah, because that right there that shows good musicianship that you guys pay attention to the music and you guys really listen. And then, of course, you guys know your instruments so well, which is something I need to learn. But you guys were really top notch players, which is why I feel if you guys ever came to the United States and played, I feel like you guys would be a success because you play your instruments, you actually play them. You guys are never there's no egos, there's no arrogance, there's no selfishness. You guys actually love the music, so that's why I say that you are the picker of all pickers.
Ah, thank you, man. That was really nice to hear.
Yeah.
And I was actually gonna ask you, what do you miss about Brazil? Like it's been a year, more than a year now that you came here, right? You came for the festivals and you played all over Brazil with different bands, and then you came here south, Rio Grande do Sul, and you played with us with Hard Blues Trio in Porto Alegre.
Yeah.
And what do you miss about Brazil? And when are you planning to come back?
I miss the women. uh Seriously, I do. I do miss the young ladies. The women are so beautiful. They're very kind and just very beautiful. And I will say the thing that I missed the most was I just loved how everybody was so nice. You know, everybody was just there to have a good time. Like everybody was just so nice. Mariano was good to me. I met his family later on in the tour when I went to Argentina, and they were beautiful. And a lot of people asked me when I came back, because they saw videos and they were like, "We noticed you played with a lot of different bands. You know, which band was your favorite?" And I said, "Well, I can't say which is my favorite because they were all good. They were all nice people and good musicians. So I can't really say, you know, who was the greatest or who was the worst because everybody showed up and did their part and they had fun while doing it. It was never, any stress or it was really a fun tour. I was asked to come back. I think that was last year, and we turned it down sadly because we had some other shows and festivals and things come up. But I would love to come back to South America because it's fun and the food is great. I forgot the food is very good. That's really it. The women, the food, and the music and the people. It was great.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, people love you here. You should come back. But
Oh
I noticed you've been traveling a lot, right?
yeah,
So where have you been like the last months?
last month. Last month.
You don't even remember.
It is a lot to remember. Last month we went to Spain, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Norway. Uh, I'm serious. It's so much that happens. Let me see: Switzerland, Spain, Norway, the Netherlands. We went somewhere else. There's a fifth one. Did we go to Germany? No, I think we went to Belgium. I,
Belgium, I guess. Yeah, I guess I saw something about it.
I think we went back to Belgium, and then this month we went to Canada.
Oh,
That was fun. But before July, we came to Europe in May, and we had did the Netherlands and Belgium and France and Germany. And then when we came to Europe in March, we did Germany and Switzerland. And then in November of last year, we did Switzerland.
Wow, that's a lot, man. Traveling a lot. You have any special story or funny story about this traveling you want to tell?
Um, we did one of the most famous music festivals in Europe called the North Sea Jazz Festival.
Wow.
And we were all excited. We were all nervous. I'm actually mad at myself because I didn't play to the level that I know I can play on. I don't think I played uh, to my best ability. But it turned out to be a good show. But I think the coolest story was when we did Lugano, Switzerland, and we played a area called the Piazza di Reforma, which is Italian for something I don't know. But it's Italian. But where we were, the stage and everything, was the same place and the same where I stood is the same spot where BB King had performed
Wow, cool.
1990. So
Wow.
same size stage, same place, same city, same exact everything. And to have the full performance recorded and everything, that meant a lot because now on YouTube there's a video of BB at Piazza de Reforma and there's a video of D.K.Harrell at Piazza de Reforma.
Yeah, man. Cool.
So I think those are the cool. I mean, but I will say I think the biggest audience that we had, the biggest crowd, had to be in Bilbao, Spain, because they have a very big festival there. And we performed around 5 or 6 o'clock, and it was like a sea of people. It was so far back. People looked like ants, and they had
Wow.
this screen in the middle, way in the back in the middle, so people that were too far from the stage could see us on this screen. I mean, it had to be I say anywhere between 20,000 people there.
Cool,
It was
man.
a big crowd.
Was like the biggest crowd you ever played for?
Probably so. Probably so. I can't put a stamp on it, but I would probably say that probably was the biggest crowd we ever performed for so far. It was a big crowd. It was a lot of people, but they had to get security to escort us from the merch table to backstage because so many people were stopping us and trying to take pictures and of course you know me, I love the people. So security
Yeah,
got a little upset with me, but that's the life. That's what I do.
that's what you're looking for, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and what's next?
Well,
You say you're preparing the new album, but you have anything coming like soon? Any new concerts or a new song, maybe a new single? What are you up to?
um, we actually are about to go to Las Vegas next weekend to do the Big Blues Bender, which is one of the biggest and I think the only blues festival in Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip. Um, and then after that, I have a few festivals close to home in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I get to perform at a place that I lived at. Um, we perform close to Dallas, Texas, another major city of the United States. We also get to perform in my hometown of Reston for the very first time with that blues festival that we've created. And then we're actually going to be going back to Norway in October to do a
Cool.
festival called the Dark Seasons Festival, where they take us 300 meters away from the North Pole.
Wow.
Yeah, so we get to see the northern lights, those pretty colorful green lights in the sky.
Cool,
Uh,
man.
that'll be cool. And then, of course, in November, we start working on the second record with Kid Anderson producing, and he's gonna make sure that we have some good tunes and make sure this record is just as good, if not better, than The Right Man.
So I hope you're not playing outside up there in the north, right?
I hope so too. I really hope so, because it's supposed to be a cruise.
Freezing fingers, you know.
Yeah, I don't. I can't play with Frostbite. I can't play.
Right.
But I think they said we're going to be on a cruise ship, and I think all of the performances are inside. So hopefully, and they did say they have heaters, because we did ask them if there were going to be heaters on the ship, because I like cold, but I don't like too cold.
Yeah, me too.
And they said they have these special suits that we're going to wear when we step off of the ship, because they said they're going to have like these big old puffy jackets and big pants and stuff we're going to put to keep us warm. So hopefully that works out.
Yeah, it will, I guess so. Well, man, thank you very much for coming here, for spending your time with me. And I really hope to see you soon here in Brazil, man. We really love you. We miss you. And you deserve it. Everything they say about the album is really good. Actually, I love it. And I say to everyone that haven't listened to it yet, listen to it. Buy the CD, because he's the right man. Thank you, DK.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon, right?
Yes, of course. I'm going to try to be back over there as soon as possible.
You should. Thank you, man. I'm going to say bye to our friends here in Brazil, and we'll see each other later, okay?
Sure.
Bye, man.
Bye.
E esse foi mais um Soldiers of Blues com D.K.Harrell. Por favor, ouçam o disco dele, The Right Man, e vocês vão adorar. Obrigado, a gente se vê na próxima. Valeu!